People be acting like you're gonna get a chance to come back and do it again. I know better. Tunnel vision. Millz. I'm just focused on my focus. About no games with my approaches. Got that dope hit go with dosage. Keeping this money flowing, what my goal is. Cause nobody want that trophy for the brokest. So I'm focused on my focus. I'm just focused on my focus. About no games with my approaches. Got that dope hit go with dosage. Keeping this money flowing, what my goal is. Cause nobody want that trophy for the brokest. So I'm focused on my focus. I'm focused more than ever, cause nowadays niggas make it more than ever, and one fight could change the weather. Black and salmon, broccoli cheddar, got the diamond JM on my potent sweater. Rock my own shit, like I'm on my own dick. I ain't from Queens, but I be on that pretty tone shit. Silk shirt, chest out, I'm on that grown shit. Stunting on my exes, never leave wifey at home shit. Look, your whole style is rented, nigga, I own this. My whole style is fly like I'm on some drone shit. Penthouse suite starting to feel like home shit. Top of New York on some Noriega and Capone shit. I was on my A game since AI was playing. Look, I was showing love when I knew they was hating. I was still on the field when my body was aching. Balling like Troy Aikman. My calling is force greatness on all bases. So I'm just focused on my focus. I'm just focused on my focus. About no games with my approaches. Got that dope hit go with dosage. Keeping this money flowing, what my goal is. Cause nobody want that trophy for the brokest. So I'm focused on my focus. I'm just focused on my focus. About no games with my approaches. Got that dope hit go with dosage. Keeping this money flowing, what my goal is. Cause nobody want that trophy for the brokest. So I'm focused on my focus. On my focus. Yo.
Yeah. Peace and blessings. Welcome to another episode of New Knowledge Radio, place where knowledge is born, check what's knowledge born. Live, we got the masterminds in the building. And I'm telling you, before we started, I said that the mantra was for the month of December, but I have to think about 2024 in review. And that's been the mantra since leaving the calendar year 2023, December to December. So that's a year time span cycle of being focused on my focus. So from the first time I saw y'all to the time now, we've been hungry. You understand what I'm saying? We've been hungry metaphorically and physically at the same time. You understand what I'm saying? To now where we have a different kind of hunger, a different kind of drive, a different kind of vision we envision. So it becomes my honor and privilege at this time to introduce some, present to others my musical, entertainment, and family motivation, all wrapped up, inspired in two divine Black people, two great gifts from God. I'm thankful to God for both of them, for their influence in my life and motivation towards my true vision, being focused on my focus supreme. The one, the only, my, power couple right here. You understand what I'm saying? The Nas and Lauryn Hill of podcasting. Okay.
Podcasting.
All right. Jae Millz and David, welcome back.
What's good? Peace, man. Always great to be on your platform. Always great for us to be here. You welcome us and with love.
Such a great intro.
We always get the magnificent intros. You know what I'm saying?
Magnificent, man. I ain't from.
Yeah, we appreciate the love though, man. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
You know, when you hit us up about doing like a year wrap up, we was like, yeah, that'd be dope. You know, we was gonna try to do something on
similar
on the next episode. But we was like, you know what, it'd be dope for us to all do it because we been on your platform a few times.
Yes.
And yeah, so I think it's
always great combo.
It's always great combo, man. So I was like, yeah, if we're gonna do something when we wrap up the year, why not do it with the homie? You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it. I'm honored. I'm on it because 2024 was a year. You see what I'm saying? It was
Oh
a
man.
year.
Woo.
So walk us through y'all's vision of what 2024 was like from y'all from the vantage point starting in January. January came in hot. You understand what I'm
I
saying?
feel like the whole 12 months has been hot.
Yeah, we was talking about that the other day, like off the rip. Cat Williams set the tone.
Right.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like Cat Williams kind of set the tone with what the year was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? He kind of set the tone with what the year was gonna be with the whole Club Shay Shay interview. I felt like after that, everybody felt like they had the right to just speak their truth. You know, me and Dana was talking about this the other day about sometimes you can still be being disrespectful. Like I was saying, the truth can't be disrespect. And she was like, yeah, it could be the truth, but it could be disrespect in the context that is brought across. And I feel like with the Cat Williams interview, it just had everybody wanting to just be like, you know what? I'm gonna just tell the truth. I'm gonna just, and sometimes when you tell the truth, it's two sides to each story. Just like Dana might have her truth, I might have my truth. It might both be the truth. You know what I'm saying? But it's just two sides to it. And I feel like once Cat Williams sat on that couch and he took them sips, it made everybody want to start telling their side of the story. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes we don't care about everybody's side of the story. But I feel like this year was just I feel like this year was us knowing too much. I don't know, maybe if that's our fault, like just being in the social media world.
I felt like this year brought abruptly so many surprises because like he said, now we're walking into people's personal lives more than their talent. I think that's the thing now.
We care a little bit more.
And with that being said, when you're walking into their personal life, now it's kind of overshadowing their talent more than it used to, or than what we're used to from when we grew up in and watching and me studying media. I think that's been a thing more. And this year was like an all-time high, whether if it was legal cases, whether if it was heartbreak, whether if it was just hearsay, he say, she say, back and forth, people changing careers, whatever personal things they had going on, everybody ran to social media for the news updates or for the person to speak, and make a statement. And it all came out through social media outlets. So I just feel like we were just in people's personal lives more. And that was the thing this year.
Yeah.
It has been in the last couple of years, but this year's been at an all-time high.
Now this year was just a year of once somebody get a story, or once it doesn't necessarily have to be a story. I just feel like once something was the end thing, like this is just the moment. This is where everybody is at in the moment. And social media, it makes it where the whole world is in the moment at the same time. Like it could be different time zones. You could be on East Coast time. You could be on Pacific time. You could be out the country. Like I went to Spain a few months ago, and we were hours ahead. But social media, it didn't matter if it was the morning time and it was the night here. If we was on our phone, we both saw when Fat Man Scoop died at the same time. When Fat Man Scoop died, it was our son's birthday, and they was in Vegas. But I was in Spain, and it was like nighttime, I think. But it was daytime where they was at. But we still felt that news at the same time because of the moment, because of the way that the world is just set up. So I feel like everything was in the moment this year. Like the Diddy thing, it was in the moment. Everybody, we all got a chance to see the feds go in there and take the kids out. And we saw all of that at the same time, whether you was in 3 o'clock news in Cali or you was watching the 6 o'clock news in New York. We all saw it in real time.
Things like LeBron's son going to the NBA.
Seeing LeBron and his son, like that was major for this year too. You got to think, man. Like
everything wasn't bad.
Everything wasn't bad. Of course, it was some great things that happened this year too. So I don't want to make it seem like everything was bad. First of all, we alive right now to even be having this conversation. You alive, I'm alive. My lady is alive. Our relatives are alive. You know what I'm saying? We all lost people this year, though. Don't get it twisted. We've all lost people this year. But the fact that we're here to even talk about things that excited us this year, or memories that we may have from this year, and things that we want to do next year going into the new year, the fact that we could even do that is a blessing alone. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to make it seem like the year was just a bad year, you know, or something like that.
It was rough though.
Yeah, I want to be on the blessed and highly favored list. Take me off the trials and tribulation list, God. Please take me off of the trials and tribulations list. I do not want to be on there no more. I have put in my time on the trials and tribulation list, Jack. It's real.
Right. So y'all did some traveling, y'all did some other things, y'all had some milestones, some folks graduated, all kinds of stuff happened. So it was like a lot of family transformations, transitions, a lot of things happening. So for y'all to be as publicly private as y'all are, how do y'all navigate the limelight where the recipe for virality is some real or fake drama? You know what I'm saying? Like, so whether it's like, because you can't tell whether something's real or not. That I think that's another thing that became like a sizzle in this year. Where people are arguing about skits. They're like, like the whole world in the uproar virtually about a skit. Like that was fake. That was staged.
Right.
He was like, ain't no way in the world if you bought something for my children, you better bring something for all the children. How do you just bring like people
it's
just
been a
going
lot
crazy,
of that.
like, oh, don't go to these restaurants. Like it was a bunch of everything. Like I'm like, wait a minute, like that was fake.
Right,
But it
right.
didn't
And
matter. It had the effect like it
it was
was
real.
real because folks responded to it in real time, right? Like it
Mhm.
was real. They responded to the real in real time. So they was reeled in some kind of way and they were vested. So I think a lot of that, a lot of those aspects were there. So for y'all, like out there in the public eye at any time, right? And then connections, like how do y'all navigate that and seemingly keep your private life private in a world where folks think they really got some kind of access to you because they see you. Like, I see you, so well, like y'all should be doing, whatever it is. So.
Yeah, I mean, people are always gonna have their opinion. I think that's just what it is. That's what you're gonna deal with in life in general, whether if you're in the public's eye or not. Him more so because he's been doing it longer than me. I'm a real private person, I would say, for the most part. He's used to being in a public eye, so for me, it's a little different. I'm not a public person like that. I'm used to being in the background and not saying too much or saying it privately to my inner circle, not publicly. I'm still learning how to navigate social media and just being more out there. For him, it's different because he's been doing it 20 plus years. So that's like second nature for him. For me, it's different. I would say I'm a more private person. He's always navigated what to cut off privately and what to keep publicly. So it's not really a thing for him to try to decipher which is which. Me, I think I'm not going to say the issue, but I'm going to say I'm working on being more public. I would say he's more vocal in public. I'm more private.
I think the podcast,
and I've just always been like that.
I think the podcast help us a lot too because, like I always tell people, like she went to college for broadcasting. Like that's what she took up in college. So me, I'm kind of like I'm the artist, and she's kind of the person that I would go in that would be interviewing me or would be, checking out like how I'm treating the people at the station when I'm waiting to go on air and, all of that. So even though she wasn't a very public person, like we started JANA After Dark a year ago. Mm-hmm. Like in all honesty, like our first episode was literally probably last year around this time. Mm-hmm. Like, so, and we did like 17, 18 episodes in a year. Now that's not to some people, it's like, oh, you're supposed to be doing 50-some episodes a year if you really want to be. It's like, nah, but if you break that down to every 2 weeks, then you're supposed to do about 26 episodes every a year if you're doing it every 2 weeks. We did 17, 18. We don't got no production crew. It's just me and my ladies setting up the cameras. We edit it. We make our thumbnails. We upload it. We do timestamps. We do all of that. We did all of that for a year. This is something that from before the first episode, I said, babe, if you ain't really feeling this, we could curve it. And here we are a year later, we still doing it. So for her to not really be a public person, for me, I was kind of like trying to be like, I don't want to smoke. If you notice, I don't smoke on the show. I don't really curse. There's certain things I just don't talk about because this is still my lady, and I know she's still got beliefs. And she's not a rapper. She's not a battle rapper. She's not big in my trouble or what. You know what I'm saying? She's an everyday woman. Like we're parents. You know what I'm saying? We got kids, we go to the supermarket. She's the everyday woman. Now I might be the rapper, you know what I'm saying? But when I'm with her, I'm the everyday man now. So going into 2025, I think it just showed us that we could kind of do it together. Like how when you always say, oh, we like your favorite power couple, and we remind you of like Nas and Lauryn Hill, and you know what I'm saying? That's that the whole Virgo Gemini thing, right? I always tell people, man, if you find somebody that you want to spend your life with, like I know I want to spend my life with Dana. I'm not tripping on saying that. I don't try to hide that. It's not really a thing. Like I always tell people, my comment section is her comment section. If I make a post and I invite her on it for the JANA After Dark trailer, right? Just peep this. The comment section that I have is the comment section that she have. So if I was trying to hide something or do something crazy or something like that, somebody would have been jumped in her comments 18 episodes ago. You know what I'm saying? So that's when that's not on your mind. Now we're thinking, all right, how can we get the money this year? How can we turn the podcast into dollars? Like, how can we get some ad revenue? How can we do this? Or if it's not going to be the podcast, what else can we do now? What else have we been hiding and keeping stashed under the dirt that now we like, nah, let's give it a shot. Let's try to see where we go on. I think that's what 2025 is about. And that's what 2024 showed me. I don't know about her. I want her to explain like what it showed her too. But for me, I feel like it showed me the things that you plan for so much. Like I done had so much money in the music industry that was supposed to come, and when it was time to come, they moved the goalposts on me. This is about 2-3 times this year I done had like the goalposts just moved on me, and it's like, damn, I can't even. I was like, I can't even do nothing about it. It's just like blue collar crime because they changing the rules so much at one time. So my thing now going into this new year is, if you want to do something, do it. Don't get caught up on, oh yeah, I've been doing this for so many years. It's like, man, half of the staff at Atlantic and Def Jam and all that, they got fired this year. They've been there for decades, and they looking for jobs now. So it's like, if you want to do something, do it now. For me, that's what 2025 is. It's like, yo, don't waste no time on it. If you sitting on a bunch of ideas, put them in motion. Whether they gonna fail or they gonna succeed, I think you would rather know what's gonna happen with them, so you don't just got a bunch of question marks. Because after a while, you just start running around with a bunch of question marks, and you don't never really get no answers. So it's like you gotta just go full fledged with whatever you want to do in 2025. I feel like. What do you feel like? You learned in 2024 that's going to change the way you move into 2025? Because I know we might have different views on it.
I think I learned that don't second guess yourself as much, because like I said, I'm a more private person, so I second guess what I want to put out to people. I think I do that probably more than everybody.
But it's normal though.
I'm like the only one that like, should I do this? Should I not? Should I try it? Should I try? I'm one of those people. So I think this year showed me just be yourself, and it's okay. Some things are private and some things just give it a try. And I think that's the balance. That balances us, to answer your question. That balances us, that we're not the same. Most of the time, he's probably more outspoken than me. Publicly.
I was about to say publicly. Now,
In the house.
she might not give her view publicly as loud as me,
right?
Because I'm just used to saying it if it comes to my mind.
Yeah, that's where the balance comes in. Yeah, I'll think about things more. And it could be the Gemini thing. We think we think things out more before we go jumping out. We might play it over in our head 20 times before we be like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. But once we got our mind made up, we do it.
Yeah.
But I think that's what it taught me, and that's the balance. To answer your question, we're not the same with a lot of things, and it's okay. I think that's what the balance is with us being private and public, and we agree with a lot of stuff. Probably 90% of the stuff we agree on. The other 10 we probably fight it out. But
it's like it's wild. Like that's the balance.
But that's the balance. That's the balance. So
you're never gonna get along with all. You don't have one friend that you just always have the same views with. You don't have one relative that you always have the same views with. It's always going to be something
that you agree to disagree. Yeah, and that balances out the privacy and the public stuff. But I think we do pretty good with that because we're just, most of the time, you just getting what we really are at home. Like that's what you're getting. You're really just getting what we are at home. Like, this is just us. He's probably more outspoken than me or louder than me, and I'm probably like, really? That's what we're gonna do? So that's you're probably getting the normal us.
Do I need that light?
No.
Our lighting is good? Okay. Yeah, but yeah, that's the answer to the question. I would say just that's the balance. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I get you in there.
Yeah, I think y'all have a perfect balance and a perfect symmetry. And we grew up with the people that's closest to us, we fought them when we was young, 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, it's like, oh, you can scrap. All right, we cool. It turned into like a bond. You see what I'm saying? One of my brothers, he passed like 2 days ago.
Oh,
He's a firefighter. He's a firefighter, and he changed his whole life. Like, he changed his whole life. You know, he was in the streets when I was a kid. Like, he changed his whole life. So for the last 25 years, he was a couple days at the firehouse, couple days off. You understand what I'm saying? For like 2.5 decades, and tremendously coming from where we come from with all of the other influences. You know, that man as a working man, he's a citizen, like left the streets and was a citizen for the last 25 years. You know what I'm saying? So me coming back and forth home, he like, yo, how long you home for? Yo, how long you home for? And I'm thankful to God because he was alive to see me, you know, change and transition from the kid that he knew wild in the street to, you know, the other ways in life. You see what I'm saying? It's like, yo, I got you in my phone when I want to see you. You know what I'm saying? I was born you in my phone. Like, that was like the biggest salute ever. You understand what I'm saying? It's like one of the biggest salutes ever. Somebody you looked up to growing up, you see what I'm saying, in that way, to see you and salute you in that way. Now they looking, you see what I'm saying? So it's like more motivation to continue. So transitions, transformations, elevation, all of those things. You see what I'm saying? So watching your video in the middle of the Mediterranean, you know what I'm saying? I popped my collar like, all right, this is life. This is life. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to play the joint if we could, and you kind of give me the sights and the sounds, because that was like one of the greatest salutes in the world, because many of our folk transition without having that lived experience. Like, you might have seen it, but lived experience. So I would appreciate if we could play it real quick and you kind of give me the sights.
Definitely. That was a wild experience within itself. Like,
I need the details.
Yeah.
Carpe on the beat. 14-hour travel just to clear my mind. And we ain't even got no plans. We're just sitting out in the middle of the water. Eating good, drinking good. Analyzing life from a different view. Middle with the man touching new skies. Middle with the mad indigo blue tides. Money can't buy you happiness, I'm like, who lied? The world is huge and money take you to a new side. Middle with the man touching new skies. Middle with the mad indigo blue tides. Money can't buy you happiness, I'm like, who lied? The world is huge and money take you to a new side. No socks and my sneaker laces loose tied. Smoking Cuban cigars, catching a cool vibe. Feel like you couldn't kill my high no matter who tried. Look at my phone, first thing I see, Fat Man Scoop died. Rest in peace, king, rest in paradise. Whatever you say they gotta do, even in the afterlife. It's a Harlem, New York City thing, so most people wouldn't understand what that really mean. Yeah, but everything ain't for everybody. I had to learn that this heart I got ain't in everybody. I'm out in Spain, triple deck yacht, eating lunch, I got some stains. Fuck it, this my David for dinner, I gotta change. One day, 3 switch ups, baby, I'm serving pain. Yeah, I'm hurting these hoes. 3 decades in a row, I've been serving these flows, but only like 2 of those is what you personally know. I know, and I'm good with that. Made an M and God said do what you could with that. Now I'm thinking about all the ways that I could flip that. And we smoking on the yacht cause the good was packed. Nigga, we in the middle of the mad touching new skies. Middle with the mad indigo blue tides. Money can't buy you happiness, I'm like, who lied? The world is huge and money take you to a new side. Middle with the mad touching new skies. Middle with the mad indigo blue tides. Money can't buy you happiness, I'm like, who lied? The world is huge and money take you to a new side. We in the middle with the mad with it. Little vintage red wine, yeah. Grill octopus. I'm just living the life I was given. When the sun go down, that's when I start to reflect and think about all the trauma I ain't wanna accept. Think about if life was Wi-Fi and your password is your government name, but it still won't connect. Some shit don't make sense cause it ain't supposed to. Some people don't love you, you just who they need to get close to. Fuck international, they ain't even bi-coastal. They ain't never win at nothing, but they tryna coach you. Nah, I'm unfair.
Double bomb on that joint for me, man. Now,
Would that be a clue bomb or a fix bomb?
whoever bomb it is just a bomb.
Yeah, that might have been a flex bomb. You know what I'm saying? The Illuminati joint. The Illuminati was something crazy.
I don't want no smoke with nobody, man.
Yeah. So the sights and the sounds, it felt good. It's sounding amazing. There's a space of growth, like you ain't even really tried. You was really stunting on us low key, like real, like it was real light. It was like something light. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you was on your Apollo Creed out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was it like for you? Give us what we missed. We witnessed something. I was in my bag and in my feelings at the same time. Like to see.
Wow, you living through me. You living through me, so you good.
Yeah. Pictorially, I'm looking. I see a couple different generations of folk. I see you winning with like with the wine glass. This right here, this motion right here,
man,
that's a different level. Right, that ain't Cisco. That ain't St. Ives. You understand what I'm saying? This is different.
That ain't the little done. That ain't the little done. We got the little done. That ain't the little done.
Yeah, so
done. But now you know what? I went out there with a few of my peoples, and it was just a good experience, man. It was just a good experience to I don't want to say it like that. But sometimes it's good to be a foreigner. It's good to go somewhere where don't nobody really care about your celebrity. Don't nobody really care about the jewelry you got on because they're not really in the jewelry. Don't nobody really care about the car that you're really driving like that. They just kind of in their own world. Like, if they want to party, they want to party. They don't care if you're performing at the club or if they just come in to hear music at the club. You know, it's just different. It's just different to see. I think for me being somebody that grew up in the city, it's different. It's so different to go places, especially growing up in New York City. Let me say that, because when you grow up in New York City around the time I grew up, 80s, 90s, you grow up thinking everything has to come through New York City. Everything revolves around something that has to do with New York City. But the basketball is the mecca. You got, if you want a record deal and you want to go to like Def Jam or one of them, get with Russell Simmons, you had to come to New York. If you want to be in the Source, the Double XL, any of them magazines, you had to come to New York. If you want to be on Ralph McDaniels or whatever, you had to come to New York. So when I get to a point where you could go somewhere and it's like, they don't care if you're from New York. Not to say it like that, but it's so incredible sometimes to go places and you're a foreigner to them. They don't, that music that you think is like incredible, nah, they got somebody over here that they think is 10 times doper than the person that you think. They don't even understand the music that he's making because they speak a whole different language. Sometimes it's humbling to go somewhere and know that the world will move without you. The world will move in another direction. Like you could think the world is going this way. You think you know everything that revolves around your life. And then you could go somewhere in the world and feel like you know nothing. You know, you don't know which way to go to get here. You don't know, a person could say one thing to you and you got to go to like a translator app or ask them what, like just being somewhere in the, like English ain't the first language. That's very humbling, you know what I'm saying? Because it make you understand like people that's in America and they might not speak the best language. They might have a heart of gold, but their language might be super bronze. And you give them the worst time because you're in a rush or something that day, you know? So going to Spain was definitely just humbling, especially at this time of my life. Like the Middle of the Med song, the video that you just showed, that song, if you notice when I said, feel like you couldn't kill my high no matter who tried. Look at my phone. First thing I see, Fat Man Scoop died. Because that's how I felt. I felt like, yo, you can, even if you tried to kill this high that I'm on right now, like this vibe, this yacht that I'm on in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, and even if you tried to, you can't kill my vibe right now. And then I open my phone and I go to the Instagram app and it's like, yo, rest in peace, Fat Man Scoop. And it's like, damn. You know what I'm saying? The whole yacht vibe, the whole trip, everything just was like, damn, damn, Fat Man Scoop passed. Like I know Fat Man Scoop. Fat Man
they
Scoop
actually had footage of it. That was
yeah, and then he died doing what he loved. He died like when you think about Fat Man Scoop, you think Fat Man Scoop, Crooklyn King, you think energy, you think good energy too, not like I shoot you in your chest, I'll wet you. Not like that energy, like real good party energy. And it's like he died with that. He died giving you good party energy. His last words was something like, put your hands up or something like that. You know, so it was just very humbling, man. I wrote that whole song like probably one of the nights before I left. And I was in my mind, I'm like, I don't know when I'm coming back. I don't know when I'll be back in this moment. You know, like I don't know when the next time I'll be back in this moment on a triple-decker yacht in the middle of the Mediterranean, you know what I'm saying, out here for like 3-4 days on the water. We're going to go back to Barcelona and go back to a hotel room and chill in the city, but we just going to chill in the water for 3 days. Right. I can't swim. So all of that little jet ski footage that you were seeing, that it looked like I was going 10 miles per hour, that's because in my mind I kept thinking, if I fall off this jet ski, even with this vest on, how long is it going to take them to come get me from these waves in the middle of the Mediterranean? But in my mind, I'm like, damn, how could you go back to the States and they like, well, what was you doing out there? So you ain't get on the jet skis and go fill the water? Like you didn't go do nothing. It's like I had to go live my life. You know what I'm saying? I had to go live my life. Of course, you're not trying to go out there and hurt yourself up. You want to make it home, but you still want to get the most out of the experience. And yeah, if you listen to that song, that whole song just kind of sums up my trip, like changing 3 times in one day. And all of it just sums up the trip. And I feel like if I never go back to Spain, if I never go back to Barcelona, that's going to be my chapter you know, in my life, you'll always be able to go back to Middle of the Med, the video, the audio. And I shot the whole video. The whole video is footage from my iPhone or from my DJI camera when I'm on the plane taking off. First of all, I had to fly from LAX to Germany and then from Germany to Spain. The flight from LAX to Germany might have been like 13 hours, 11 hours, 13 hours. It was something like that. Don't quote me. If anybody knows the correct time on a flight
That's
from
about right.
Los Angeles to Germany, y'all.
Yeah, because you
jump in
going
the
over
comments.
the United
Jump in the
States
comments
to
and correct me.
the East Coast, and from the East Coast over, because from
Yeah.
New York there's 6 hours. So yeah, it might be.
And then I had a layover in Germany, and then from Germany I had to fly to Spain, and it was for Barcelona.
You flew into Frankfurt?
Yes. So it was just the whole experience of the travel. Like an 18-hour travel, to me, it was like, man, this is a lot of hours on your body just in the air. And this is another thing I noticed. They were selling cigarettes on the flight. Let's talk about it. Yes, they were selling, you know how like they come through the aisle, and they got the cart, and they might give you like cranberry juice, a Sprite, a Coca-Cola, little biscotti cookies, little pretzels and stuff like that. They had like cartons of cigarettes. Like you could buy them on the plane.
Crazy.
Yeah, duty free. Duty free.
I said, whoa, it was crazy. It was just a lot of different things I saw while I was there. But Middle of the Med that's why it's crazy you show that. That's definitely a part of this year that helped me move into the next year. You know, just the whole mind state of like, man, you could do some whole other it like. That's why I said money can't buy you happiness. I'm like, who lied? The world is huge, and money take you to a new side. Now, technically, money may not be able to buy you happiness, but it can show you something that being broke can't. That's one thing I do know. You know what I'm saying? I know when I was out there and I was looking, I'm like, damn, like some of these people over here walking the streets of Barcelona, they may never go to Times Square. They may never go to LA or to the Staples Center or to the SoFi. They might not even know who the Chargers and the Rams and the Lakers are. That's humbling. That's humbling to think the things that we hold so high, there's somebody out in the world that it don't even exist to.
Right.
And we'll debate and argue all day on the internet in the comment section. We just be wilding, arguing over something that somebody had never even heard of before.
Soccer is their thing. You see what I'm saying? So they crazy about soccer the same way we are about basketball and football.
Yeah, man.
Soccer is a religion. That's a religion over there. You understand what I'm saying? They don't take losses well or wins. Either way, the city's getting destroyed. So if they win, they destroying the city. They lose, they really destroying the city. Either way it goes, it's like that's one of those things. You know?
Yeah. What let me ask you, man, what do you think this year, like what was a moment this year where you seen something that was like, it was like inspiring to you, and it was like, I want to try to carry that into the next year? Because for me, I feel like it was like the JANA After Dark podcast. That was like something that we just took a shot in the dark with, and it worked, and it gave us so many new ideas going into the new year. Like, what was something that you took a shot on this year, and you was like, nah, I got to put my foot on the gas even more with that going into the next year?
If you remember, while you were in Spain, I was celebrating 9 years of Do the Knowledge Radio. So we're going into the 10th year now. You know what I'm saying? So y'all gave me
congratulations on that too, man. Congratulations.
Shout outs in the world. Y'all talk about my shout out. I was like, I didn't even give them nothing to say. Like, yo, like you heard it. I was like, who are you talking about? You talking about me? Like, you know, so like literally that momentum. And this year, I started this year, I said, I'm gonna write a book, right? I'm going to the end of this year, 6 books, right? So by the time this year is up, 7 books, right? They're short books. So I bet on those books. And those books led me to something separate with the web series, the book series is called Voices of the Diaspora. So that the Voices of the Diaspora led me to the Voices of the Diaspora documentary series. So the docu series came birthed out of that. So all of those things in regards to stepping up to the next level of production in regards to what you want to see out here, what stories you actually want to tell, and all of that. Like I love The Wire and everything else, all those stories that was told, but there's a billion other stories that ain't never been told. You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
when our children and their children get older, they can see themselves in a righteous light. They don't have to try to cosplay to be accepted. Like there's a society of people who see young, intelligent, creative black minds and they want to embrace them. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So with the books that were for the children, the web series is for the children, the adults, the grandparents, everybody across generations. So something that I saw from 2024 was proper representation matters. They said representation matters, but they don't qualify it because you'll take anything. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I don't want my children to ever think that the streets is something that's attractive enough for them to go try. We did enough for everybody. You understand what I'm saying? Like I told my children, for behind whoopings, I got enough for everybody in existence. Don't nobody else ever need to get another whooping. You understand what I'm saying? Like literally. So everything come with a cost. They have their own unique struggles, they have their own unique sacrifices that they need to make. We don't need to add anything else to it and have them be sensationalized by a thing that's artificial. Something that might be real, something that be close to their purpose and their divine mission on the planet. Let's guide them closer and let's lead them to proper representations of what those things look like so they don't have to just dream about it. They can be involved in a practical sense. So
Yes.
the books, the docu-series, the multimedia production company. So this now Dudenaz Radio was the thing that was around for this first decade, but DTK Multimedia Production Company is going to be here after I'm gone.
Yeah.
So the books, the movies, the documentaries, the music, all of those things that are very palatable, the talk shows, there's so many things that's built from that umbrella. When you look at multimedia, it has to be multimedia. You see what I'm saying? So not just one modality of media and one modality of digital storytelling or storytelling as a whole. So from the print books to the digital books. You see what I'm saying? From
Yeah.
the movies to the real life sit down interactions. Like I'm here with somebody's 90-year-old grandfather telling me about the last 90 years of his life. You know what I'm saying? So these moments are priceless moments because you never know if you're going to see them again, but you have those interactions
Yes.
about
Right.
somebody. One of my elders
Right.
lives in a house that's 100 years old. And he
Wow.
told me about every nook and cranny of that house. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so his passion for educating young black children, him and his wife, they became better with one another. So that's their life's mission. Like there's so many stories out here to be told aside from the stories that the folks that are outside of our interactions and even some of the folks on the inside of our interactions don't really see because they don't think nobody wants to see them or hear them.
Yeah.
So I say if I reach 1 million stories like that, then they'll have something in a world where it's 4,400,000,000 people on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Or 7 billion, however many the number it is. So my offering to the planet before I leave, God willing, is that those messages and 2024 was a catalyst. You see what I'm saying? And y'all were a very strong presence in that catalyst in regards to how you live. And you ain't do nothing extra. You just yourself. You understand what I'm saying?
That
So
that
that
goes
Just
back to what we
self
were
existing.
was
saying.
enough,
Just
It's
right?
just us.
existing.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
it's
existing in
beautiful.
the universe, man.
And
So
it's
I
room for
envision
everybody.
y'all,
That's great.
like I said, like I envision y'all like on the road, like the JANA After Dark on the road
That's the
with
plan for the
people,
year. That's the plan for
with
the
with
year.
families coming out with their children. So it's like a whole experience. Because one thing I said about that Creed movie, the last one that came out, was a mark was missed with the crew crewing up together and going on a world tour, because there were so many jewels in the film that they touched on that are real life conversations to be had. Conflict resolution, right? Conflict resolution. Like these two young black men, they was traumatized. They got over the trauma, but their trauma was affecting how they were living their lives.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So Michael B. Jordan's character, him and his lady, their relationship was affected by the trauma that he never spoke out loud. You see what I'm saying? Like you had no idea. Like it was a catalyst for him to be a world champion, but it was also something that was pulling at his heart that affected his judgment and his relationship. So come on, just imagine there's people, real life,
So
going
many
through these
people.
things
Yeah.
that you can touch and talk to. The young girl who was hearing impaired, one of the things Michael B. Jordan said he did was make everybody learn sign language so she would not go into a place where she wasn't accommodated.
Yeah.
That's not something that we think about. We don't take that into account at all. So now think about this young black girl being the catalyst for people learning how to sign, right? So there was just so many things that were there. Like they resolved their conflict by the end of the film. And it was something simple. It wasn't elaborate. He said, bro, we was kids. How many folks are in the penitentiary, in the mental institution, or in the ground because they couldn't actualize that experience? Whatever it was that happened to them was so traumatizing that they went to take it out on somebody else.
Yeah.
So with that catalyst, it's just so many things. So would y'all regulars say, oh, we just us in the life? Like, you know how many folks are trying to pretend with their relationships out because they think that's what people want to see instead of
They
seeing
think that's
something
the
organic and real that y'all could give license to and credence to be like, oh, like, okay, they got this status, but they still, all right, you see what I'm saying? So, like, putting the polarities into motion just through osmosis, just y'all being y'all in the presence and giving folks credence to be able to be them authentically. So that was just something that I thought of. I know I told y'all that before. But that's just something I envisioned with that, because the platforms are catalysts for other things that always happen.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think we both agree on that. The authenticity is something that you can't buy. It's real. It's natural. It's just our life.
Yeah, we don't really.
We didn't plan it.
It's not really too much that we got to make up. That's why I've noticed. Even like with a lot, I post a lot of wild stuff, but I try to stay away from like a lot of things that's like super personal in people's life. If it's like something public and it's like just something to talk about, that's different. But if you notice, I'm not about to sit up here and talk about Remy and Pat. I ain't about to sit up here and talk about like Jay-Z and Puff, if they really friends or not, and the lawsuit that's come. Like it's so many people that's talking about that we don't even need to talk about it. Like
we don't want to talk
we
about
could just we could talk about something totally different, and we could still
have a conversation.
We could still have a good conversation and enjoy our moments about it. Because the time that we spend on like bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Time that we spend on that, we can't get it back.
Right.
Like not even just in the podcasting world, the journalist world, as a rapper. It's just you can get a lot of things back in this world. I ain't never seen nobody get their time back. You know, I ain't never seen nobody get their time back. So going into this next year, it's all about maximizing your time, I think. Maximizing your conversations with people, maximizing your opportunities. Even if you only gonna get one opportunity, turn that opportunity into 1,000. Some people be wanting 1,000 opportunities when it's like you could have just did something with that one, you know. But in 2024, that's probably some of the things that I probably did, or some of the things that we probably did. You wanted a bunch of opportunities because you felt like a bunch of people, you did things for a bunch of people, so maybe they, you know, this person might owe you. They gonna look out. They gonna do this. It's like, nah. You got to just make the best of something and just turn it into more.
Basically, what you were saying with the starting the radio and then the books,
maximize
and then a series.
You maximize it.
You maximize what you put out and what you leave behind. Because one day we're all going to leave. So you have to think about the things that you're going to leave behind.
Like, what are you leaving behind?
Yeah.
You know,
if you leaving anything behind.
It were, if that.
One thing I said too, I've been saying a lot lately is, if you don't create your own legacy, you leave the internet to do it. And with that being said, is the internet can make up what your legacy
they'll
is.
have a whole new bio on your life.
Or just social media. You're leaving the internet to leave your legacy. So don't leave the internet to leave your legacy. Leave your own legacy. Tell your own story.
Definitely tell your story.
You know, so that's just something I think is very important. So congratulations on what you're doing.
Yes, most definitely.
From the radio to the books to the, I look forward to seeing stuff like that. Hopefully you have a premiere one day we can come to.
Hopefully we can pull up.
Yeah, I think that's the type of stuff you look forward to, because you see the progress from when it started as just an idea to talking about it, to writing about it, to now seeing it on the screen. It through. Yeah, that's major. Definitely major.
Don't act like y'all not gonna be involved in it. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I can't wait.
Weird.
I like that. I liked how y'all said it though. Like, yeah, we can pull up whatever. But in it, what y'all talking about? Like,
no, because we like when we hear people work on things and start. It's very inspiring, motivating, because we have ideas of things that we want to work on eventually, or we tried. And
it's not hard. It's not hard to bring things to life that just exist in your head. So to see people bring those things, bring their ideas to life,
it's major,
and be successful with it, and really, invest their time and their money and they blood, sweat, and their tears into it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's not even about the big win. It's about, what did you learn something from it? Like, what did you get out of it? You know what I'm saying? Especially if you invest in your money and your time and, putting your energy into these ideas that maybe nobody might not believe in. And it's like, damn, I gotta invest my hard-earned money to make somebody believe. Like,
absolutely,
they can't just see it. And it's like, nah, they might see it, but everything is everybody want receipts nowadays. You know what I'm saying? They want you to prove things you already proved, but because they wasn't outside to see it when you was doing it, now they need you to do it again.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You come with the receipts, it's like, all right, well, do it now. Just because you did it in 2009 don't mean you could do it in 2025, Millz. I don't care about the receipts. So now it's like the receipts don't even matter no more.
Right.
Like, we want to see if you could dunk now, Michael Jordan. If you can't dunk right now, we don't want to hear all that Air Jordan. That's how the youth is, and I'm not trying to say they being disrespectful, because when I was young, I was like that too. It was like, I didn't want to hear about Oscar Robertson when I had Jordan or I had Kobe. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to hear about Dr. J and all of them when so, and it's not no disrespect to them, but you just don't know.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta, like, for real, man, like, in all honesty, I honestly feel this. Sometimes you have to live it. You got to go through it. Whether you're a journalist, whether you're a rapper, whether you're a basketball player, whether you're a stylist, a barber, it could be anything, a clothing designer, a graphic designer, audio engineer. You're an audio engineer, you're going to mess some vocals up.
A lot.
You're a fashion designer, you're going to mess some fabrics up. The width and the length ain't always going to match. It ain't always going to come out the way that it's supposed to come out. You're a painter. Sometimes the paint is going to overlap. It's going to run. And now you got to turn a mistake into something great. That's just the way life is. You know what I'm saying? But me, I learned to complain a little bit less, because I'm always like, oh my God, that's me. I'm the king of that. But she's also the queen of saying, well, what's that going to do? Like, when you finish doing all of that, you still got to figure it out, right? So you could do all of that. You could huff and puff. You could get mad. You could go smoke 15 blunts in the garage. You could do all of that. When you come back in the house and you come back in the bedroom and you sit down and I'm still going to ask you, so what's the plan? Like, you still got to have a plan, man. You got to plan with your books and your mini series and everything. I got a plan with how I want to do this 2025. Dana has a plan with how she want to do 2025. We have a collective plan of how we want to do 2025 with the ideas that we have already been doing through this year. We can't just abandon our podcast and abandon all of the things that we want to do with the whole JANA After Dark brand. Even though we both have brands outside of that, we can't abandon something that we built over the last year just because it might not be bringing instant gratification or instant monetization or something like that. It's like I wasn't just making money off rap when I started. I ain't throw no towel in. I ain't curved rap after my first year. If I would have stopped rapping after my first year because I didn't really make a bunch of money off of it, I'd have probably stopped rapping at about 15. That wouldn't have made no sense.
Right.
That wouldn't have made no sense. By the time I was 19, I had 6 figures from rap, from an advance deal. Just from an advance. I hadn't even put the album out yet. I had an advance and I had 6 figures by 19. But imagine if I'd have quit after that first year when I was 15. You know? You gotta, that's why I said sometimes you gotta go through it, man. You know?
And that's how people understand after going through it. Whatever that go through is for them, it's a thing for them. So now you can see what it was because you're on the outside, so you don't see what it is on the inside unless you're there present. You're there present. You see what I'm saying? So in that present, your presence is a gift, you know. So for me, this decade, like my first year of doing Do the Knowledge Radio, I did 300 shows in the first year. You see what I'm saying? So it's like
that's a lot of shows, man.
It was a lot of shows. It was a lot of time. It was a lot of learning, you know. So now I'm closing in on what 3,500 shows now.
Congratulations.
You know, going into the 10th year, and it was 9 months. I didn't do any shows. It was like 9-10 months. I didn't do any shows. So
why you didn't do it? But that's almost a year.
Yeah, it was. I had to sit down. I had to be sat down. So you know, when we talk about people with burnout and stuff like that, when something that you love to do no longer becomes fun for you, you have to reevaluate. Mm-hmm. So if Fat Man School didn't want to say whatever I say, y'all got to do no more. Like when it became work, like he out there work, like nah, it would have been something different. It was something that he loved. It was something that come from the crowd. There's something about being on stage. It's something like, okay, converting somebody who was all ice grilling and mugged up into, you know, going crazy. That's a different thing. That's a gift of life. So this became something that it became work. You see what I'm saying? Like it became work and it became a burden, and it was something that I was dreading to do because I wasn't doing it in the way that I envisioned anymore. So I had to have a seat, I had to reflect, and I was out literally helping somebody else do what he needed to do. And we was on another platform, and somebody called into that platform like, yo, Knowledge Show, what's up with the show, man? Blah, 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 man. Like we missed the show. I was like, word? Like people was listening. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of went back to it.
You're not even thinking that, you know?
Right. You focused on your focus, right? You purposefully on your purpose, and you're not thinking about people coming in or if this is going to affect change and all of that. Like, you know, my children mimic how I am on the air. Like, that was another thing. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, you know, like can't nobody tell me nothing now. My sons were mimicking what I sound like on the air. You see what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, there's something to this. You know, there's something to this. And there's a catalyst. You know, my mother said to me, if I stop, she stops. So I'm like, now I can't turn the volume down. Now it's like turn down for what? So now it's okay, what does this look like on the next level? What does this look like on the next level? So there's a motivation because it was always about the people. If it was about me, it would have been like 2 episodes. You understand what I'm saying? And like, that was it. All right, that's cool, whatever. Because we so actively involved in life. You see what I'm saying? Life is to be lived and life is to be experienced. There's so many of us that are on the planet that ain't lived yet. We just changed age and we waiting to check out of here. You see what I'm saying? So like when I said about that video was so important because this is something that we saw on like Miami Vice or, you know, one of them TV shows, not something that we would ever think from where we from that we could live. Like it was so important to see that lived experience. It's like, all right, triple decker 3 days on a boat. Like, whoa, the sleep on that boat was something crazy. God, no, because I've been on the boat. You understand what I'm saying?
I was on the bottom level So the waves was like right up against the window all night. I'm just like, yo, if even a crack, if like I'm literally sleeping underwater, like the window, I'm looking under the water, and I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah, so life becomes different at those levels, right? So it's reflective in the stories that you tell them because the stories are different. You know, you
Right.
can go wherever you need to go to do what you need to do because you live those experiences, but these are different experiences. So these are great opportunities. Like one of the things I always credit my aunt with is she used to come get me from the hood and be like, you coming with me for a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? So I
That's
could
something
go
different.
see where she lived to see something different. And that was a catalyst to go see something different. So,
Mm.
uh, thankfully now I've been a couple of places around the world in regards to travel. So seeing life in different cultures and different experiences and all of that, it those were game changers, right? So now I could have a concept that expanded my consciousness in regards to what's on the earth. You know what I'm saying? So beautiful experiences to be able to live life and to be able to look back to move forward
Mm.
to want greater things in life in those aspects and not feel ashamed. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a something to go through, something to grow through. So TV shows, which I've been watching in 2024 that y'all hope continues into 2025. Like I
Mm.
see New York Undercover on the joint and I just watched it just because I wanted to go back in the time machine and
Yo,
I
you
was
want to know
watching New
something
York
funny? I was
Undercover
watching New York
bugging.
Undercover. I was watching New York Undercover the other day, and she was like, "Why? Where are you even watching that on?" Like, I was watching like season 2, or when Danny Court came back and all that. I was watching that the
Yeah.
other day. You know what? We know what we was watching. We was watching. What was that? The show with the doctor on the boat, Doctor
Odyssey.
Odyssey.
Mm.
It was this joint called Doctor Odyssey. We
We
was
got
watching
really into
that.
that.
We was watching that. I had her watch Madness, the Madness joint on
Mm-hmm.
Netflix.
Yeah.
We
Um,
watched a lot of documentaries, I want to say.
yeah, we watched a lot of
We love
documentaries.
documentaries to hear people real life stories and just about crimes or just things that just happen
Mm.
in time. A lot of sports documentaries.
Yeah, I'm a 30 for 30
He's a 30
fanatic,
for
so I'll be
30
watching like a lot of
fanatic.
30 for 30. She watches like a lot of housewives, like the reality. I mean, like the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, the Real
Mm-hmm.
Housewives of
Beverly
Beverly Hills, the
Hills.
Real Housewives. She watched those. So sometimes I'll be watching those with her. I like to watch those with her. It's an entertaining show.
But our house watches a lot of sports.
Yeah, we watch it. We watch like a lot of the
College
sports.
football, college
Mm.
basketball.
Yeah,
Did y'all
yeah,
see
a
the
lot of.
Barry Sanders documentary?
I saw the Barry Sanders documentary. I like to watch a lot of that. She
Mm.
don't want to watch the Barry Sanders documentary and the Reggie Jackson
Yeah.
documentary. She don't want to see that. But
I watched the
sometimes
football.
she'll watch it if I'm watching it. We've been
Did you
watching like a
take the
lot of.
director hat off when you watched it? Like, did
It's
you?
hard to as a kid. As a kid, it was easy to watch a lot of things, but now I be watching something. I
Yeah.
be big, babe. I got that transition.
Yeah.
I got that look right there. I got
It's
that
hard for
effect.
him to do it.
I got that effect.
I think I would say for 2024, I've been in more YouTube world.
Yeah, we've been watching
Mm.
like a
A
lot of
lot of
YouTube,
YouTube
trying to
stuff.
learn how to do things and like.
Learning how to
Yeah.
do things and just seeing how people do things.
Right.
Yeah,
The
the everyday
unauthorized
people that don't have.
documentaries and things that people are being creative with. I
Yeah,
love to see
Yeah.
it.
a lot of do-it-yourself
Yeah,
type stuff.
yeah, I love to see it
That's beautiful.
because I'm curious to see what our kids are always on YouTube looking at.
Right.
So I'm very intrigued with it. I want to enter YouTube world for some other some
That's what
other
we're
things in
trying
the
to do for
future.
2025 too. More content
Yeah,
and more
definitely more
building,
content because we've
more
been
building
studying a
our
lot.
YouTube channels.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I'm gonna get away from the whole social media thing. Um,
But you just want to do more on
but
YouTube.
I'm gonna lean more on directing all of my traffic to my YouTube channel. And the
Mm-hmm.
reason why I say that is because um I feel like with the way the monetization works and stuff like that, the way the monetization works from Spotify and Apple Music and Tidal and Amazon and uh all of those types of things, you could put your content out on YouTube, I feel, and you could maximize more out of it, like building your channel and running ads and stuff like that. The whole Twitter thing and Instagram, I feel like, I mean, it's all controlled. Don't get it twisted. But I feel like so many creators started making money on Instagram. They had to figure out a way to shut that down. And I feel like once they started making you pay for your blue check on Twitter, it's like Twitter can't be a bill for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't make enough money on Twitter.
Right.
I don't make enough money on Twitter for Twitter to be a monthly bill, like a recurring monthly bill for me. Like I don't know if I could do that. But I feel like on YouTube, I know at least 3 to 5 people that's making a good 5 to 6 figures on YouTube a month. And they just interview people and create content talking about other things going on in the world. They chop it up, piece it up, turn it into this part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4.
Right.
They do all of that. They run their ads, and they making about 5 to 6 figures a month. Now, me knowing that and knowing I have a channel too, and I know how to create content too, and I know how to do this too. It's like, all right, well, if you know how to do that, and 2024 showed you that this is what they was doing, then it shouldn't be no excuse in 2025.
Yeah, TikTok is another world too, and TikTok is growth emergent, so the opportunities there as well. And something you did that was bold was direct to consumer. You know what I'm saying? For a couple of your projects where they got to get it from you, they can't stream it.
Yeah, and that was something I tried too, and I think this year showed me that, because I remember telling Dana like, damn, babe, imagine if Drake and Future and Kendrick and Doja Cat and Nicki Minaj, and just imagine if they started like selling their albums on their website, where like you couldn't get it on Apple Music or Spotify. And then over this year, you see a few rappers did that. Kendrick did it, Cole did it, Tyler the Creator did it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people was doing like direct to consumer this year, and I feel like it's tricky. It was like I stepped out on a ledge when I did it, but it did teach me something. It's like sometimes you can have a bunch of streams on something and just have a few sales, and you may make more money off the sales, but we're living in an era where we infatuated with the numbers. A person would rather have 1 million streams on a record than to have 500,000 sales on a record. Because in their mind, the 1 million is more than the 500,000. Because they just don't know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they just don't know. But I feel like that's how I was in the content game this year.
There's a lot of learning.
Yeah, I was still thinking like, man, they ain't making that kind of money on content. They ain't making that kind of money playing video games in the guest room. I got 4 bedrooms. I got 3 floors in my house. You mean to tell me in one of these rooms I can go get me a Logitech camera and make a Twitch channel, and I could just talk crazy on the headset and play NBA 2K all day and throw alley-oops off the backboard and do the story? I could just spend my whole day just doing the story on NBA 2K and talking back to just talking to myself and letting the chat run, and whoever want to tip me and put my Cash App and pin my Cash App I could do that and just sit all day and make money like that. If you don't know to try it. If don't nobody sit you down and be like, yo, Millz, the same video game you be playing and you be posting on your story, like you be showing like the moves you do in your story. You could just like plug your OBS up to your Xbox, and you could like do it live on Twitch, and you can get paid there, and then you could take the content from there and you could put it on your YouTube page and monetize there and run ads on. Nobody told me that till this year. I promise you, we didn't know that till this year.
And everything you've ever done, not just what you're doing, everything that you've ever done. Look at a documentary. Like you watched the Barry Sanders interview. Barry Sanders ain't pick up a football in a couple of decades.
Yeah, because that's where he left it at.
From one generation to the next, they heard the name, and if you're there, and if you wanting to be a running back, they're gonna tell you about Emmitt Smith. They're gonna tell you about Walter Payton. They're gonna tell you about Barry Sanders. So now, those become more valuable to you, and then it's just the nostalgia that's associated with it. So
Yeah.
everything you ever done, that first rap you ever wrote, if you got some footage somewhere now you can run the footage back from 15 to 19.
You're right. You're
But
right.
people don't know nothing about that. So now this becomes something that people want to see. So now you bring it into light. You know what I'm saying? You bring it back into light. So everything that you've ever done, every experience that you've ever had that you documented somewhere becomes something that you could bring to light again. I promise you, when they want to go look at your story, they want to see all of that. That's a whole thing. Like, dang, like, yo, you check them out in Harlem back in the day. Oh, look at Mama Mills. Like it's I'm telling you, real people love those things. Real people love those things. And
That's a fact.
now people are calling you now, not just for a battle, not just for a verse. People are calling you for this now. This is a whole other world. So the more you're out there with these other aspects of things that you're already doing, you did the work already. You got 3 decades of the work already in. So now people are calling you for consultations on how to market themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so the possibilities now become endless because of the work that you've already done.
Yes.
So you already got the proof of concept. You already had the success. You already had whatever's going along with it. Now you bridge a gap from one generation to the next. And now it's out in the world. People are doing music everywhere in the world. So now they want you to come back to Barcelona to give a workshop. You understand what I'm saying? The people who don't speak English. You understand what I'm saying? So now these possibilities become endless based off of the work that you've already done. Those things become part of your documents. You understand what I'm saying? Your documentary. So these are why the stories become so great, because they're built off of that. People was just watching Christopher Reeves. You understand? Like
I
this.
saw a new documentary on Christopher Reeves.
Yes, they were just watching it. Like the people this age, that's grown, don't even know who that is. They're like, "Who's that dude? Was Superman win?" You understand what I'm saying? Because in their mind, that Superman was something different.
Crazy.
But that guy was that guy for us. You understand what I'm saying?
And
So
they just
that
don't
was
know.
Superman, right? Right. And the guy that was before him was that guy, that generation of Superman. They're like, who is Christopher Reeve? You know what I'm saying? It was that old dude with the party that's had with the bad footage, right? But that was
I'm
there.
like, who was that? But I knew who Christopher Reeve was. You right.
Right. So the connections become different. Everybody's looking for their, like, I took my sons to see Spider-Man Long Way Home when it was in the movie theater, and everybody in the movies was cheering for their Spider-Man. You see what I'm saying? So this was something that they almost fumbled because of litigation. So they didn't own the rights to Spider-Man, so they couldn't use them, the ones that they made the money off of. So they had to create new characters. And then when the negotiations went through, they was like, all right, we're going to throw this in the movie for a twist. So it looks like all of the universes is intertangled, but it's just legalities, right? So they don't own it. That's why Blade made the comeback in the new Deadpool joint, because they finally acquired the rights to be able to show him again. So this is why these other people were getting a shot, the Sticky Fingers, the Marshala, all of them, because they couldn't use that character that saved Marvel as a business. So
look,
like
you learn something every day.
So that's the game. When you looking in the background, that's the game. So these are the things that you become mindful of when you're doing the things that you're doing. Do you own it? Is it protected? All of those spaces, because once you put it out there, if you don't, whoever owns it or thinks they own it or can try to prove that they own it, they popping up like, yo.
Oh, definitely.
Let me hold something. Let me hold something.
They definitely coming for this. Like,
right. So being in that position to be able, but you have 3 decades of success models that you can offer to people, and don't limit your scope in regards to what you did. Like, I got a master resume from every single job I ever had in life, whether I got paid for it or not. Every single job from 7 up, You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, if I want some inspiration, I could go back to that master's skills bank and make a withdrawal. Like, all right, oh, I forgot I did that. I forgot I did that. Because you don't know. We just so busy on the next thing. We don't think
You
about
just
it.
going. You just don't go.
Right.
Yeah, all the
Right.
time.
So, yeah. And somebody wants to know about it. If you did it, somebody wants to know about it. So the difference between where they go is you.
Mm,
Right. So if they don't know that you do it, they won't know that you do it. So they
that's
might
true.
know you for one thing or another thing, but there's so many things that are associated with the lives that you live via one life. So many things.
Yeah.
So what's one thing y'all can share about? We went through some of the things. What's the biggest lesson last blessing from 2024 takeaway, and one thing that is a thing you looking forward to in 2025?
I would say we don't have time. We've been talking about that a lot lately. We don't have time. My best friend expressed that to me recently. Regardless of what you're doing or what you want to do or you think may be difficult, we just don't have time. You gotta go for it. Just do it. Because life is short. We think we have so much time to start things and do things later. We don't have time. You got to do them now. You want to do them. I would say that's something that I definitely learned for 2024. I knew it, but I'm putting it more in perspective now with just going through this year and ending it the way it ended, and just looking forward to doing more. That goes with we don't have time. Just go for it. Like I said, not second guessing myself on a lot. For 2025, I want to start a YouTube channel. We do everything on the Jae Millz channel, which I'll still be doing.
Yeah.
But I want to start a YouTube channel. I've been studying and I've been like going back and forth with it for a long time. And he's been pushing me. He's like, "What are you waiting for?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Oh, I can do it. I can do it next year." He's like, "Why are you waiting?"
Because I don't want her to feel like all her fans and her fan base and her following has to be attached to the Jae Millz TV
So that's
channel
something that I've been kind of going back and
you
forth
can
with
create
in my head for a while.
Yeah.
And he's been like, "Just do it. Like, why are you second guessing it? Just doing it." So that's something that I've been studying, and I've been learning a lot about things that I want to do on YouTube, things that I would never do on YouTube, and things that I would like to learn how to do on YouTube. Because I love the fashion, the beauty, the home stuff. So it's a lot of things that I would like to tap into. Like he's gonna do more on his YouTube channel. We'll still do JANA After Dark together on his channel, but the content creating has expanded so much with so many different layers to it. And I want to tap into that. I think I have something to contribute after I find my little lane in there somewhere. But I have a few ideas for a few different things I want to try. And my sister does really, really well in content creating. So she's been nudging me and pushing me as well. So I would love to get in the YouTube world. So that's something I'm gonna do for 2025.
Tutorials will never get old.
Everybody tell me that they're like it's so many things that you do that
Yeah,
you can just hit
tutorials will
record and do it.
never.
Yeah. Yeah,
Tutorials
it's
never
so
get
many things.
old.
I could give
If
you a
y'all are
list.
watching do it yourself, people are
Yeah,
watching
all the
do it
time.
yourself.
And
It's
we'll
still a
sit up here
market.
and watch
Like,
them for hours.
yeah,
What's so
right.
funny is our daughter today, she gave me a gift, and when I opened the gift, I was like, "Oh my God, how did you learn how to do it?" And what did she tell me? YouTube. I went to YouTube and I watched the do it yourself, and I just did it.
Made a whole purse.
She made me a purse on her sewing machine. I had no idea what she was doing.
This is a sewing machine that she got last Christmas.
Right. So I just seen her sewing and putting fabrics together and pinning it. And she would sew while I would be cooking for the last couple of days, but I had no idea what she was making. So I said to her, I said, "Well, what gave you that idea?" She said, well, I know you love purses. I said, well, how did you even figure out how to do it? Like, you didn't have a pattern or anything. She's like, oh, YouTube, do it yourself. I found a do it yourself video. So when you say that put things in perspective of there's so many things that I'm doing on a day-to-day naturally that I just do that I just haven't recorded. And he's gonna laugh because I've been kicking him about, I'm not gonna say what, about doing tutorials for some stuff that he's gonna do on YouTube that I'm pushing him to do.
Yeah. Right.
Look at who's talking that I didn't even start my channel yet.
But that's what you need though.
But there are some things that I've been telling him he needs to record and do that he does all the time that people would love to see him doing. So I've been pushing him. I'm not gonna say what it is. You guys will see it because he's gonna put it up there. But I've been pushing him to do as well. So there's things that we both do a lot of that people would love to learn how to do. Let's just say that. Nothing crazy, but just things that people always question us about and say, well, how do you learn how to do that? Or can you, text me and tell me how you figured out how to do that? So those are the things that I've been like going over in my head and making a list and notes that I've been kind of brainstorming on. And like I said, I don't have time, so I got to push myself to do it. And he's been pushing me. My sister's been pushing me. So you'll see me in YouTube 2025.
That's what I'm talking about. If I didn't have this microphone in my hand, I'd have been clapping and jumping around because it's a beautiful thing. I'm telling you, it's
so that's where I'm at with it.
Me, I think I just learned to just be more grateful. I'm just towards the end of the year. You think about all the people we lost, like Quincy Jones, Clark Kent. I lost a few other friends this year, so just a lot of people just in the industry. Like I said, like the Fat Man Scoop thing, Frankie Beverly died on my birthday, so you just think about a lot of, even if it's not somebody, like I didn't personally know Frankie Beverly, but a piece of my childhood and upbringing, just whenever Before I Let You Go comes on, that's a piece of our life. So for him to pass on my birthday, I'll never forget that. Like he went out on a day, every day that I celebrate my birthday, I'll probably be celebrating the life of Frankie Beverly now, forever, for the rest of my life now. We just attached, through that. So it just make me grateful because it's like, man, one day somebody is going to be celebrating your life through a day that's special to them in another way. And that's just the cycle of life. That's just the way it works. So this year has definitely told me and taught me to be grateful for the day. I like to think ahead a lot. Like I think like I get ahead of myself a lot just with my ideas and just thinking. And sometimes it's like, just be grateful for today. Just work with today. Just be happy that you woke up today. You healthy today. You're not sick today. You're not in jail or dead today. Tomorrow will be tomorrow, but just be grateful for the day. And that way you could get the more, I feel like I get more out of my month and my week and my quarter of the year, my half of the year. I get more out of it if I take it like that. Because if not, the week could go by and you still stressing or you mad about something that wasn't really that deep. You could have put that in the back pocket and got back to that if it came back to the forefront. You might put something behind you and it may never come back to the forefront. And then that might have been something that you kept in the forefront for 3-4 years of your life. And it's like, nah, just be grateful for the day and just work. Just work from there. I work better like that. Not thinking what's gonna happen. If you just deal with the day, you can't even get caught up in thinking what's gonna happen because you can't think that far. You wouldn't even be thinking about, I know what's gonna happen. It's like, nah, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I'll see it when I get there. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm focused on this right now. I think that's what's gonna work for me moving forward, going into 2025.
I think that's epic. Okay. Before we leave 2024, I saw this video on your channel. Yep. I jacked it. I'm going to play it right now because I need to know what was going on with this experience right here. Okay. This is one of them 2024 moments right here. Cali in the city.
No, we can't. No, it's JANA After Dark.
I have Dana out in
about in New York City, right? So I got her doing things that she probably shouldn't be doing.
No, I can't be in trouble.
It's 2 a.m. in the morning. You should, but it's 2 a.m. Do you think you're gonna stay looking like this by eating chopped cheese at 2 in the morning?
You don't do it all the time.
I ain't gonna lie, I just lost a little weight. Now I'm acting like I'm Billy Blanks or something like that. We're reporting to you live from New York City. This is the JANA camp. I'm gonna call this the JANA camp.
JANA camp.
This is the JANA camp. So I've had Dana on tour with me for these last couple of days, and she's look at her.
New Orleans. Jersey. Good.
New Orleans. No, hold on. All right, so we went from Orange County to New Orleans, Essence Fest. Then to Newark. No, we flew to Newark. Did a Jersey thing. Then we went to Brooklyn. Shout out to Marv One. Then we came back up to Harlem. I had Dana in Harlem drinking liquor out of ice cups at 2 in the. What is this 2 in the morning thing? That's a thing, like 2 in the morning in New York. Check out. Look, check out. Check out though. It's booming out here. It might be. I need like some salt and vinegars. You gotta have salt and vinegars, or like I used to do onion and garlics and all that. So my breath was probably crazy. Onion and garlics and salt and vinegars, you're doing a lot.
I still love it.
But yeah, so we back to the fact. Essence Festival, amazing. Shout out to Cash Money, Young Money. I was grateful to be a part of that. Came and had a battle. I did Essence Festival on Friday and had a battle Saturday afternoon. Sunday, me and my lady just laid out by the pool. You know, shout out to Los and Carolyn. Cooked out at the crib for the hospitality, yes. And today, Dana was supposed to go back to California today. I'm staying here to get some work in, but she just stayed here with me to get some work in. So this is JANA After Dark, behind the scenes. Yeah, so we about to pay for these chopped cheeses. You know what I'm saying?
If you
Where's the? She's saying cocaina. Hey, I don't do cocaine. You don't do cocaine. I mean, fuck marijuana, but
we got 2 bags of chips, the soda.
All right, maybe I just want to keep walking. Maybe I just want to enjoy the night.
Come on.
You don't want to enjoy the night with me?
I am enjoying the night.
She don't want to enjoy the night with me. She want to call it a night. Now, it's very rare that it's very rare that y'all don't see her. It's very rare that y'all see her fully. But now she want to call it a night. So we're gonna wrap this one up. JANA After Dark, live from New York. Bang bang.
That was dope. So we was in New York. Really, we was in New Orleans, New York, New Jersey. We was doing a few things in a few days, and just wanted to start documenting it. You know, a lot of times we go places and we be saying we're gonna do that. Just little things like getting something to eat before you go in. You might be in a drive-through at White Castle at 3 a.m. and be like, yo, we should have filmed that. You know what I'm saying? Just be like, we should have filmed that and just like made a little content.
The best and worst life decision in life. 3 o'clock in the morning in the White Castle at the drive.
I know, but just think if you had a piece of content that was about 3 or 4 minutes where you could have pulled it up, and instead of me telling you this, you could have been like, Millz, what was you thinking in this video when you went and you got like, I feel like that's the world we live in now. I could give you a million dope raps, but just you seeing me and my lady going to get a chopped cheese in New York in the middle of the night, and it's like, yo, what was y'all doing? Where was y'all coming from? What was you? Because it's like you used to seeing her and me at the microphones doing the podcast, but to see us just out in the world, just laughing and joking and playing around, we wasn't doing anything that the typical people don't do. You go and get a chopped cheese from the corner store. You get some chips and a soda with it before you take it in for the night.
Salt and vinegar chips. I had my hand over my heart. I was like,
yeah,
it's like a work of art. telling you, it's like,
Come
yeah,
on, man.
yes,
You know what I'm saying?
yes,
So yeah, man. That's the. But I wanna do more of that. You know, like how we was doing the content piece. We talking about we getting a sandwich and just things we did in the last
yeah,
few days. But
yes,
the the content is also telling the story. You know, I'm not just
mm-hmm,
sitting up there telling you what I did. I got footage of me on stage with Wayne at the
right,
Essence Festival. I got
mm-hmm,
pictures of me and Dana in New Orleans at the Essence Festival at the backdrop. I got footage of me flying here, doing this, or doing that. I got footage of me and Dana. If I said we was on Lenox Avenue at 2 o'clock in the morning drinking out the ice cup, I got some sort of footage to validate that that's what we
mm-hmm,
were doing. You get what I mean? So
right.
I don't know, man. I just
You should have put a casket up there because of the body you caught at the battle. I mean,
oh
I
man,
seen the
yo,
battle, so I was like, all right, go to body. Like,
and,
I should be like,
and we when we was on Lenox Avenue and we was out there 2 o'clock in the morning, that was the night of that battle.
Yeah.
So that's what was funny. I left that battle and went straight to Lenox Avenue. Went straight up there and bought some bottles for the homies. They was already out there drinking. I just bought a few more
yeah,
and we was out there chilling until everybody left. That was a dope night. But yeah, man, just getting into more. 2025 is just more content, man. I just want to pump out more content for the people, show that side of me. The music is still there. I'm still gonna put out music, but I'm probably gonna put out more content pieces than I will put out music in 2025. But I'm gonna make sure I don't make people feel like I'm retired. Like I'm not retiring or nothing like that. But I'm gonna make sure that I give people just as much content as I give them just audio or a single clean
right.
and dirty or EP, you know. I feel like I could get more content. I can get more out of the Jae Millz brand than just giving you music.
You on that basketball court though with something special.
Yeah, man. The From the Line mixtape, that was something that I tried. Just turned just like getting back to just rapping over people beats and not thinking so much about, oh, I need a single, I need a radio record. I shouldn't curse this much in this record because they might not be able to play it on the radio. It's like, man, just grab a couple beats and just go body it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and we was shooting those. Me and her was shooting those.
Right.
Like me and her would go out and just do the mic, set the mic up, set the cameras up, you know, do what we're gonna do. And I come back home, I edit it, chop it up, and upload it.
Yeah.
Like real talk. You know what I'm saying? I might continue with that this year too, but I don't think I'm gonna do it too much over the freestyles. That's something I learned with the whole monetization too. It's like instead of doing it with the freestyles, just do it with songs. Like do it with some of my songs that's already out. They don't even have to be new songs. Because content don't care about if it's brand new. Like content is content. It's new when you see it.
Right.
That's it. Forever. Whenever you see it, it's new forever.
For real,
and
man.
People might just want to go see it again, and they might want to see it in that likeness. That becomes, something right there. So
yeah,
it lives. It lives forever. So final thoughts, final words for the fam that's listening. I appreciate y'all coming through. It's always a wonderful and a joyous occasion. I'm always extra inspired when y'all come through.
So are we.
Y'all did this here with me. You know what I'm saying? Could have been anywhere in the world.
Yeah, man. I want to tell you too, man. I always love just chopping it up with you because these never feel like interviews to me. Like, I don't know about you. I don't know about Dana. She can speak for herself. She's her own person. But I know for me, it don't really feel like interviews. It just feel like we just be having like cool conversation just about life. Like just a cool conversation just about life. We might talk about some current stuff. We might reminisce a bit. We catching up with each other. You know what I'm saying? Hope all is well. How you doing? How you been? But it's really just like this could have been a phone conversation. You know what I'm saying? We could have been on FaceTime doing this in the kitchen while she was cooking and while I was doing something or working on something or while you was doing something that you in the supermarket but you on FaceTime or something like that. That's how cool the conversation is.
Right.
Whenever we speak to you, whenever we sit down and we chop it up with you for an hour or two, it's always a cool conversation. It's never like I never feel like you trying to be malicious with nothing that you ask me or my lady. I never feel like you trying to be clickbaitish. You know, you're not asking me nothing, trying to set me up. Like, prime example, we've been on here for almost 2 hours. You have not asked me nothing about Drake and Kendrick, which is good because I don't want to talk about Drake and Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even want to enter that world of saying anything about it, and then it turns into 20-minute content pieces for somebody else to dissect it and all of that. It's like, nah, we could talk about so many other things just about life, about things we went through in this year. We could talk about so much that we don't never have to have messy interactions when we come on this platform. And I think that's what's dope to me because I got to protect my lady. I still got to protect her from the comment section. I still got to protect her from trolls. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm coming on a platform with my fiance, it's because I feel comfortable enough that you're not gonna play with me like that. You're not gonna play with my lady like that. And I feel like from the first time that we ever came on your platform, man, it always been love. I appreciate the love. I appreciate you even wanting us to be on your platform, and you know you got questions for us. You got things lined up that you kind of make us open up and have a good conversation with you. And that turns into a good interview. That turns into good content. It turns into me having a conversation with you that somebody might not never be able to see me talk like this nowhere else because they ask me the same thing. They ask me the same type of stuff all day. But then again, it's very rare that you see me and my lady sit down and have a conversation. So if you don't see me sitting down with my lady, you might want to ask me a bunch of stuff about the Virgo mixtapes, and you might want to ask me a bunch of stuff about every girl in Bedrock. But if you know the answer you're going to get from that, it's like, well, I already seen him answer them questions a million times. I might as well ask him something about this because obviously this is where he's at in his life. He's not, I just want to fuck every girl in the world no more. He's not, I can make you Bedrock every 4 times a week on tour. Like, that's not really where he's at no more. So you would want to talk to me where I'm at now. And I appreciate you for always giving me like an open stage to be who I am now. You get what I mean? Like, be who Jae Millz is in this era. You don't ask me to kick a freestyle when I come on here. You know what I'm saying? You pull up something great that I already got out that people might not have. You get what I mean? It's not like you just trying to like, yo, Mills, let me get a freestyle before you get up out of here, man. It's like no, the conversation is way more important than a bar. Like, I could go find some Jae Millz bars, but how many people can say that Jae Millz is sitting and have real conversation about life with them for 2 hours? People can't say that. You know, so I appreciate you for bringing this side of Jae Millz out of me and my lady, you know what I'm saying? And
making it a safe space.
Yeah, and making her feel safe to talk to, you know, to open up to and laugh and joke and share things about her life too. So
yeah. So thank you for making it a safe space. We appreciate it, and we look forward to more in 2025.
Oh yeah. We trying to do something for Valentine's Day. We're probably gonna be doing it up in New York City, but we definitely want to invite you, man. You definitely invited. We're not gonna say nothing right here, but we definitely putting it together, and we definitely inviting you, man. You ain't gotta worry about nothing. We definitely inviting you there, man. Definitely.
Yeah.
I might be there.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna do something for Valentine's Day. We're gonna be up in New York City. We got a JANA After Dark situation going on, and you definitely got to be there, man.
Love to. I was talking to someone yesterday about relationship and relationship equity. I strive my best. The thing that surpasses numbers and clickbait and clout, if that's a word folks are using nowadays, is authentic, genuine relationships. So if you aren't putting someone in a space that's enriching for them, then you're wasting their time. So that it's transactional. You know what I'm saying? So you might get that one time, but are you going to get that again?
Right.
Are you going to be in the referral network? You'll be in the referral network in the opposite, not in the way that you're looking for. So authentic relationships are things that had me sustained myself in this aspect for the last decade. So relationship equity. So if there's an opportunity for me to put y'all in a position to win, I'm there. I'm already at it. I'm already on it. You understand what I'm saying?
Appreciate that,
So
man.
these things translate, right? These things translate. They transcend the boundaries. I might have reached out to you initially for an interview just to hear your story. And then in the mix of hearing your story, I'm like, oh, I want to check out the podcast. I was like, yo, is it possible for you and your lady to come on?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
that's
definitely.
another world. I was like, I didn't see this world. I'm like, oh, this is dope. I need a little drip of the inside. So it just continued to grow from there
For
because
real.
organically in the
Organically,
truest
yes,
essence. So
yes.
it's like, all right. And I was like, oh, a Gemini too? Oh, a Muslim. Like we didn't win our and around the way, grew up around the way, like there was just so many commonalities that the world may never know because they don't look like that. They're looking for something else. They're
Yeah,
Right.
looking
yeah,
for some
yeah.
Totally.
sensationalism. Yeah, no, so none of that. My children watch this, so it's a different thing. And y'all come on, y'all families watching. So it's like everybody's protective of
They
their
they
family
probably
space.
watching right
Yeah.
now. Shout out to the fam. They probably watching.
So yeah, it's it's
Definitely.
it's a careful space, and it's always been a sacred space since day one. Not sensationalism, not going for whatever it is. If I wanted to be sensational, Charlemagne or Howard Stern would have nothing on me. I know everybody. You understand what I'm saying? So when you curate an experience, you have an expectation. You come here, it's going to be loved. You're going to be
Yeah,
respected. You're going to be honored. You're going to be the guest of honor. And folks are doing interrogations, calling them interviews. They're not the
yeah,
same.
man. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, man.
So
Yes,
I
man.
agree.
yeah,
So
Yes,
thank
I'm
you.
good.
We
yes,
thank you for that.
yes, man.
It's
Thank
love.
you. Thank you
I
so much, man.
appreciate y'all. So tell people how to find y'all if y'all got any final remarks, shout outs, with anything like that before we go.
Mr. J Mill.
It's a, I'm on X, or formerly known as Twitter. I'm at JAE_MILLZ. Again, that's at JAE_MILLZ. I had to verify check, but I'm not paying $5 to Twitter or X or whatever for that. So on Twitter, or formerly Twitter, X now, at JAE_MILLZ. And on Instagram, at JAEMILLZ. No underscore. It's just Jae Millz, straight through. If you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel and
Please
check
do.
out the JANA After Dark podcast, all of the episodes is up there. That's on my YouTube channel. That's Jae Millz TV. And we just started JANA After Dark clips page. So go to the JANA After Dark clips page. Subscribe to that. We're going to be throwing up all of the
Clips from
like
Jada
all of the
Scott.
reels and things like that we was posting on Instagram. We're gonna start posting them on their shorts, and a lot of the clip. We're not gonna be posting the full episodes; those will still be on Jae Millz TV. But we'll be posting all of the clips, like just shorts and clips, and all of that will be on the JANA After Dark clips page. So that's how you can find me.
And I'm Dana Neon on
Yeah,
Instagram.
Dana Neon.
And I'll be coming to YouTube soon.
Yeah, we gonna get her YouTube channel right. You know what I'm saying? But definitely stay tuned. Look out for the JANA After Dark podcast. If you haven't checked it out, make sure you go to YouTube, check out the JANA After Dark podcast, follow us on the socials.
Jump in the comments.
Yeah, let us know. Let us know what you like and what you don't like. And just stay tuned. Just stay tuned.
We're
We gonna
working on
stay
a few things.
consistent with what we're doing. We appreciate platforms like this, Do the Knowledge Radio, for opening the platform to us and just letting us just talk, just be free. No real topic, we not really promoting nothing but us. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's just us and the podcast. And this is just something new that I'm doing, and something new that she doing, and something new that we doing together. And if you like it, if you subscribe to it, just stay up to date with us. Follow us on the socials.
Yes.
Check the podcast out and just stay up to date with us,
And thank you.
I want to thank y'all too for your go. Y'all gave me the greatest shout out in the world. Okay. That's a part of my portfolio now. You understand what I'm saying? So like we never know how far things go. A part of my portfolio is industry recognition. You know what I'm saying? So the drop you gave for Do Not's Radio turning 9 years. You understand what I'm saying? And then the clip in there where y'all were discussing how y'all met, which was super duper 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 dope. You understand what I'm saying? Like how y'all met and the way y'all let it in, like, all right, boom, like, all right, we're gonna get here right now. So I was like, all right, this was dope because these are things that will survive us all. You know what I'm saying? They're around. They're there, they're available. So now the folks are looking like, oh, okay, damn, he got a shout out from Jae Millz. Like, are they talking about how they met? I remember that episode of Martin. It becomes a thing. Now that whole thing is something that I could take and reenact over, and you know what I'm saying, like, so it's just a beautiful.
It's the moment.
Whole thing, right? Yeah, it's a moment. It's a moment. So y'all gave me the illest shout out, and a shout out to this platform, which was amazing. I appreciate y'all both for that.
Yes.
That was something that was heartfelt. You know what I'm saying? Heartfelt. So
yeah, we appreciate you, man. Happy holidays to you and the fam, to everybody.
And we look forward to more in 2025.
Yes, happy holidays to everybody, man. If you alive to say happy holidays, or if you alive to hear somebody tell you happy holidays, you more than blessed, man.
Yes.
More than
I gotta have y'all back for 21 questions. I want to see what questions y'all ask me.
Let's do that in January. Let's like the middle of January. Let's do the 21 questions, and you put the questions together. Don't even let us know what they are. We don't want to know. We want to be on the spot with everything. Like, that's dope. Let's do that.
And y'all bring y'all questions too, so it's a vice versa thing. You know
okay.
So,
all right. We're gonna have some wild questions then.
Hey, whatever.
I like that. I like that idea. Don't steal our idea, nobody, neither, man.
They stole it already, man. So, ladies and gentlemen,
it's a dub.
The one, the only, my power couple coming through, showing love. It's a family affair.
Always,
Mr. Jae Millz, Mrs. Dana Neon.
Yes,
the future is bright. Honest love to y'all. We out, y'all.
Yeah, yes. Love always. Do the knowledge.
Word. Peace, y'all.
Love, peace.
All right, I had a chill day. Not really too much to do. So I hit my boy. Told him I was gonna pull up, put some potent in the air, smoke something with him for a little bit. But of course, me being me, my hungry ass just had to stop and get something to eat. Now, usually, I would have ordered my boy something as well, because, that's just the type of friend I am. But he be heavy on his gym shit, working out every day, eating super healthy and all that. So I already knew he wasn't going to want none of this fried chicken that I was about to devour, you feel me? Anyway, though, I probably could have been started this video, but I had to make a quick pit stop. Plus, I ain't want to eat this greasy-ass chicken in front of my homie face. That'd have been disrespectful. Catch me floating through your neighborhood. Wrist right, neck bright, no bad vibes, paper good. Seat back, hat low, music blasting loud. She hates your whole vibe, but she love everything about me. Yeah. Catch me floating through your neighborhood. Wrist right, neck bright, no bad vibes, paper good. Seat back, hat low, music blasting loud. She hates your whole vibe, but she love everything about me. Yeah. Good days make great memories. I heard this beat and instantly thought about Dom Kennedy. I heard this beat and thought I should hit Larry June too. Some real West Coast shit to drop your top and then zoom to. We getting higher than some loose balloons do. Diamonds blinding like it's daytime and the sun shining through your moon roof. Blunt like a tank, weed stronger than Javonta. My list of friends got shorter, but my money getting longer. Why you acting like we been homies since Sega and pajamas? Sorry, I don't know this man, and that's worth the Kiki Palmer. See, first I start my day with prayer just to make life warmer. Get my thoughts together, sitting strategizing in the sauna while everybody was running round on Demon time. I was trying to corner the market, watch on Elon time. I'm early for the money, sorry, I won't be on time. In Miami, we eat at Prime, I'm on Dion time, must be the money. Catch me floating through your neighborhood. Wrist right, neck bright, no bad vibes, paper good. Seat back, hat low, music blasting loud. She hates your whole vibe, but she love everything about me. Yeah. Catch me floating through your neighborhood. Wrist right, neck bright, no bad vibes, paper good. Seat back, hat low, music blasting loud. She hates your whole vibe, but she love everything about me.
by the name of Jae Millz, and this is my love letter. Dear hip hop. Yeah.
I promise you this is the sweetest thing I ever known in my life. Yeah. This is my love letter, dear hip hop. You the reason I flow and stop when the kick pop. See, you the reason I always wanted that gold chain. You the reason I put diamonds in my wrist clock. This is my love letter, dear hip hop. I had to learn to keep my pace up when the picks drop. I had to learn to appreciate all the legends on this train before me, cause that's how this train got to this stop.
This is my love letter.
But what we gonna do first is say thank you to the legendary Cool Herc. Thank you for them giant speakers, bass was hitting heartbeats. Thank you for them park jams and all the gym parties. My earliest memory, I was a kid probably. 6 minutes Dougie Fresher on with Slick Rick probably. Before my time I heard stories all through the Harlem streets about DJ, Hollywood, Love, Buckstar, Skeet. Corner dice games was where we got live. He rolled the dice like the Grandmaster. I flashed with a Furious 5. Rocksteady crew was breaking back, spins was gorgeous. Heard the Cash Crew out of Harlem was first to record it. Curtis Blow got fly with it. Grandmaster Cass, Cold Crush brothers made us feel we had arrived with it. Then the Sugar Hill gang went up to the sky with it. Then Run DMC showed us all another side with it. Shell Toes wasn't just a simple pair of sneakers. To some people their first relationship was with their Adidas. This when hip hop went global wasn't no secret. Can't forget about Wild Style breaking in Beat Street. Can't forget about Too Short, DJ Quick and Ice-T shit. Can't forget NWA straight out of CPT shit. But I'm from Harlem, I was brought up on that Kumo D shit. And if I ain't rap, I'd probably be on some Kid Capri shit. Video music box, yo MTV Raps, the box in Rap City. Y'all put the battery in me, I'm still a fan, whether applauding or getting applause. This my thank you, signed Jae Millz, sincerely yours. This my love letter, dear hip hop. You the reason I flow and stop when the kick pop. See, you the reason I always wanted that gold chain. You the reason I put diamonds in my wrist clock. This is my love letter, dear hip hop. I had to learn to keep my pace up when the picks drop. I had to learn to appreciate all the legends on this train before me, cause that's how the train got to this stop. Millzy, thank you.
This is my love letter, dear hip hop.
You cannot go without this book, and let me explain why. Voices of the Diaspora, written by Knowledge Born Allah, takes you through countless and countless different blacks. From our scholars, our warriors, our great sisters, and even entrepreneurs. It speaks to the past, the present, and the future. There's even an action plan for us that are serious about businesses that we wanted to take on. Entrepreneurship is one of the first things that he speaks about. And if you're an avid reader, this is a 5-part series. So this is not only a great resource for ourselves, it's a great resource for us as parents. We can teach it and incorporate it into our lesson plans for our children.
Knowledge born. What's the science, baby?
Yeah. Now we gonna tell them that in front. We tell them like this, yo. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a African. Yeah, y'all like that? No more. This man's mind is open. I'm an African. I'm a African. I'm an African. I'm a. Let's get back to the
motive is best developed by recognizing the common enemy.